Jaundice is a disease, especially in newborn babies, that is caused by a yellow pigment called bilirubin that is released during the breakdown of red blood cells. Too much of this pigment leads to the baby's eyes, gums, and skin to turn yellow. So, ladies and gentlemen, in our show today, we're having a very strong woman, a lady who has had to bear the pain of losing her two children. The first one occurred last year, April. That's when she lost her first baby, and the second one happened this year, January 18th, when she lost a second baby. We want to welcome her to the show, to hear a story and the journey, share with her our experience, and of course get to learn more about John. So hello Maureen, karibu ndani ya show. You can say hi to our audience.
Hey, my name is Maureen.
Yes, so Maureen, you've lost your first and the second baby to jaundice, and we want to hear your experience with the first baby. So how was the first experience? What was the first pregnancy for you?
So I'll start by saying nilikuja kujua niko na ball at around 5 months. So through the stress and everything, nika have to deliver the baby at around 6 months. That was a preterm already. So I delivered the baby at Kayole 2 hospital around Dio. And after delivering the baby alikuwa a preterm because hakuwa amedevelop the lungs. So what I had to do, the baby had to be taken to referral to Mama Lucy, and the baby was placed in an incubator, and then the baby developed complications, that's jaundice.
Yeah. So the first baby, how long did he live before you lost him?
The baby lived around 1 month.
So we want to hear maybe a little bit of the experience at Mama at Kayole 2 hospital. How was it for you? How was it for the baby? How was it for the nurses in general?
So I'll start by saying I didn't have that much experience because it was my first child, and I would say I didn't have that much experience at Kayole 2 than in Mama Lucy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how did the doctors diagnose the disease? After how many minutes did they know? After how many hours or how many days did they know that the baby is suffering from jaundice?
So the doctors got to know that the baby has jaundice when the baby it was 2 weeks already. Yeah.
So the baby was not born with the disease.
Yeah, the baby was not born with the disease.
Okay. So we go to the part where you are being referred to Mama Lucy. After you reached Mama Lucy, what happened? How did the doctors receive you? How were you? In what condition were you when you reached at Mama Lucy?
I will say I was okay. But basically I sikukuwa najua what was happening because I would say I'm still too young na sikukuwa na understand, hey, what's jaundice, what's this, what has happened, I've delivered the baby. So I would say I was confused in a way. Yeah.
So how did the doctors receive you at Mama Lucy?
I would say the first thing they did is they walieka mtoto kwa in the incubator, and what I did, I was told to go to the rooms where the nursing mothers are. Yeah.
So after you reached at the nursing home, where the nursing moms are, were you still with the baby or where was the baby at that time?
My baby was placed in NBU, the newborn unit. Yeah.
He was in perfect he was in a good condition, or we can term it as a better condition, or was his condition worsening by that time?
Okay, the condition was not good because the baby was kept in an incubator and the baby was using oxygen. Yeah.
Okay. So the doctors diagnosed that the baby has jaundice. What was the first step for them, or you were not in such a good position to say?
I think I never did any follow-ups when I was in Mama Lucy. So one day when I was milking for the child. So when one day I went to milk for the child, I found the baby placed in a phototherapy. That's the blue light. Yeah.
So you can tell our audience a little bit what happened at the phototherapy, because not many of us are familiar with these conditions.
So at the phototherapy, that's where basically I can't tell a lot about what happens there, but the little thing I know is that phototherapy helps reduce the yellow pigment on the baby. Yeah.
So, what were they doing to your baby at the at the phototherapy area?
Okay, what we used to do is when I find the baby there and I want to give the baby milk, I want to feed the baby, I used to first remove to switch off the light. Then after milking for the baby, I give the baby the milk through a syringe on the nose. Afterwards, I would return the baby back to the incubator and switch on the light. Yeah.
So your baby was at the incubator alone.
No. Okay, at Mama Lucy, what they do is when let's say like 2 or 3 babies have jaundice, they place those baby on one side. Yeah.
So we will go to where for example, we are talking about your baby. You've lost your baby. That was after 1 month, right?
Yeah.
So when was this exactly?
Okay, I lost my baby last year, April the 6th. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was the recovery journey for you?
I would say it was it wasn't that bad because as soon as that baby died, it didn't take me long until I got another baby.
Okay. So what made you feel like you're ready for the second child?
I would say I was yearning to have a child. So basically, I just wanted a baby. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got another pregnancy. What were your fears at the moment?
I would say I did not have any fears because I thought that the other baby, because the baby was a preterm and the issues that the baby was having, the baby had not developed well. So I don't think I had any fears. Yeah.
Okay. So your second pregnancy journey was just okay, eating healthy foods and everything?
Basically my second baby, the journey wasn't that bad. The journey was good. Everything was just fine. Yeah.
Okay. So let's come back to where you're delivering your second baby. How was it for you? What was the ordeal at the moment?
Okay, I would say my second baby I also delivered well, but I had to go through cesarean. So my hopes were to deliver the baby normally, but it's all about God. I delivered the baby through cesarean, and I think I was happy because siku expect ati nita deliver this baby well, because okay, basically let me hint, I had complications with this pregnancy a lot. Yeah.
Would you maybe want to share with us the complications, one or two? You don't have to give us all of them.
Okay, what I would say is okay, let me start by saying that hiyo ingine I didn't take time to heal, so nikapata ball haraka, so it means my uterus was very weak at that time, so I used to be sick. Infections ndo hizo ndo kitu za kwanza zinashikanga mwanamke. So I think this pregnancy nime struggle a lot because nilikuwa na fear like maybe I lose this child, because I was like nimepata huyu mwingine at 6 months, basically pia huyu at 6 months I'll still deliver the baby, but I thank God because it stayed until the right time ya kudeliver. Yeah.
So the baby was a full born, like we say, it was fully developed. It was after 9 months. Okay. So we go to like after you've delivered your baby. How was it for you at at Kayole too? Sorry.
So after delivering the baby, I think everything was okay because the environment was okay. Basically I don't have much to say because my hopes were to go home with the baby. Yeah.
So they've given you the baby. They told you the baby has jaundice, or your baby was fine when you delivered?
Okay, my baby was okay. I think I noticed the jaundice after a day. Yeah.
So after a day you noticed, you were the one who noticed, not the doctors?
Yeah, it was me who noticed.
Because you were staying with the baby all through?
Yeah, I was staying with the baby all through.
Okay. So they started referring you to Mama Lucy for the second, yet another ordeal? for you? Was it scary for you?
Yeah, it was scary because I have those pictures of my other baby, how the baby struggled. So I had those fears. Yeah.
Okay. So after they have referred you to Mama Lucy, what did they tell you? Like they told you your baby has this condition. When you go to Mama Lucy, you are on your own.
Okay, on that day of referral, it was the same day I was discharged from Kayole to hospital. So on reaching Mama Lucy, I can't say much because that day I wasn't still well because sikukuwa nimeheal, ndo nilikuwa nimefanyiwa CS. It was just 3 days after that, and I will say the first thing I do remember is that the baby was taken to, alikuwa ameenda kufanyiwa tests, so that's what I know. Yeah.
The testing was being done at Mama Lucy or Kayole too?
The testing was done at Mama Lucy.
Okay. So when you arrived, they took the baby for testing?
Yeah, my cousin helped me with the baby, so I think she's the one who did the most part.
Okay. So you reached the doctors, took your baby and everything. Where were you at the moment?
I was just seated somewhere. I was in the waiting room waiting for the tests to be done. So basically I can't say much about what happened. Yeah.
So you've mentioned that you had undergone through CS. You are in a position to move around, or at that time a mother is desperate because it looks like things are not going well for the baby. At that time were you having pains because of the CS and everything?
Yeah, at that time of discharge, I remember I was having a headache. I was feeling dizzy. So, and also I wasn't able to stand well. I wasn't able to stand straight. So it was so difficult for me to move around.
Oh, so sorry for that. So the doctors, how long did it take with the baby to do the testing and everything before they brought you your final message?
I think it was we were discharged at around 2. We reached at Mama Lucy at around 3. So basically it took around, was it 4 hours or 5 hours? Around 4 to 5 hours.
45 hours.
4 to 5 hours.
Sorry, 4 to 5 hours. So before they brought your baby and said you lost him too?
No, I think that was that moment that they told me your baby has to be placed in the phototherapy again. So this baby also developed jaundice. Yeah, so the tests were to see where the jaundice has reached. Yeah.
I understand. So they took him, the second baby, again to the phototherapy section. How was it for you?
It was tough because what I can remember is that day at Mama Lucy, I slept down. So that was the first thing I remember. And it was so traumatizing because I expected, I expected changes. I expected things to be cool. But venye nilipata how Mama Lucy is, I remember I slept down and hiyo kitu ilikuwa inani hit. And I was also stressed because my baby tena amerudi tena kwa phototherapy, and my expectations were I was very down, I would say that. Yeah.
So the fact that your second baby also suffered jaundice, that brought you to more desperate times, or you felt that is what caused you to feel that at the moment?
I think what made me feel that is because I remembered my other baby. And what kitu yenye inakujanga kwa mind yangu is huyu pia atakufa. That's what comes in my mind. So I wasn't expecting this baby to die. So my hopes zilikuwa this baby has to survive. Na after the next day when I woke up, the doctors came, they wakaangalia mtoto, they saw the baby is okay, but I will say no one was expecting this. Okay. Yeah.
So the doctors at the phototherapy section, they weren't expecting that this jaundice could go to extremes.
Yeah, no one was expecting anything. Not the doctors, not anyone, no one.
So how did it reach to the point where the baby looks like it's not working, or the blue lights are not helping?
I will say kitu ya kwanza ni my baby I was breastfeeding the baby very well. But when I noticed that the baby is let me say hakukuwa tena ananyonya vizuri, so what I did is I told the doctor. The doctor akaenda akaplace the baby on fluids. So what was sustaining the baby was the fluid. Then afterwards, what I noticed ndio mtoto akufe, I noticed the baby ana remove mucus with the mouth. So I was nilikuwa curious like what's really happening, but sikukuwa na hiyo picture the baby will pass. I was just saying maybe mtoto amepata homa. Yeah, and I called the doctor, akamwekea drop, I think it's medicine. Then but nothing happened. So I remember that fateful day my mom came. My mom prayed with the baby, but I will say it's God's will, because at around that was on 18th, at around 10 the baby died. The baby was resuscitated. The baby was pumped for around 2 hours, but the baby succumbed.
Sorry. So this was 18th one. 18th way this year, which month?
It was on January this year.
So you lost your 2 babies. So what came in mind after all these 2 ordeals for you?
Basically, lazima utajiblame. At first, you'll be like, kwani, am I the one who has a problem? Or you'll ask God many questions. Yeah.
Sure. And how did the father of the child take it?
I would say he took it in a different way, because haikukuwa rahisi. Alafu what I would say ni ati alikuwa anajaribu, because he's not asi ati anafanya kazi, he's still in school, so anajaribu sana provide. He was very ready for everything, but I just can't.
And for you, you've gone through CS, you've delivered the first baby, you've gone through CS. How was it for you after? Like, did you say like, let me to give myself time, or let me go for therapy, let me go for checkup, things like those?
Okay, when I lost the baby, the first thing I wanted to know what is happening. And okay, in my mind, saizi, I am not ready to get another child, but in future I will get another child. But kitu ya kwanza ni I have to take my own time, and I have to know what's really happening. Yeah.
So you haven't yet known what's happening, like maybe it's genetic, or is it a disease, an infection, or is it an infection that happened? Do you find out all those details like after?
Okay, I really tried to find out, but what I was told is after, when I'm pregnant, then I'll go for those tests. So at the moment I cannot do anything. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry for that. So lastly, Maureen would like to know maybe why would you like your story to be out there to the people?
Okay, I will say it's a challenge, because regardless of me losing those 2 kids, I'm still here, I'm still strong, and I think it will help those mothers who have lost babies, and the ones who are expecting to get babies. Yeah.
And your last message to those mothers who feel like, jaundice has taken over and they want to give up, because they're like, jaundice has taken one, my first, my second, my third child, maybe, and they're not aware that maybe it's jaundice, or maybe they just think that maybe it just happened. What can you tell them?
I think I will tell them that jaundice is just a disease that hakuna mtu ako aware of, but those mothers who have lost the babies, they should first wanafaa console a doctor, then they should be prayerful. Then I think there's no situation that is permanent, because me, basically, I know that everything that has a beginning has an ending. Yeah, and just as they say that when cry endures at night, in the morning you have to be. Yeah, so I will encourage those mothers to be prayerful. Prayer is the key. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maureen. Now that leaves us with one question, ladies and gentlemen. If jaundice is more severe to premature babies, why is it that in Maureen's case, it was the other way around? The premature baby took 1 month, while the other baby, the second baby, took only 2 weeks before the sad news came. Now, I'm not professional, so I'll leave that question to the professionals. And if we have doctors in the audience, of course, you can open up about jaundice. You can help mothers. You can leave your comment on the comment section down below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching to the end. This has been Angaza 254. Please remember to subscribe for more content like this.